And with me, Pastor Carzadean, I want you to go ahead and go ahead and share, go ahead and drop somebody's name in the comments so they'll know we're here. I'm going to be right back. And this morning, I want you to please check in. Please check in. Well, I said I'd be right back, and I am here. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you and you. Good morning, Sister Sheila. God bless you. Hey, how are you this morning? Listen, this morning we just want to talk about checking in. Please check in. We want to talk about please check in this morning. Make sure that I know, that somebody knows that you're okay. I know that's where you think we're going this morning, but this thing is going to go two ways this morning. Listen, this morning, I'm going to go ahead and give you Romans 14 and 19. You can make note of that. Romans 14, 19. But please do go ahead and share and like. Drop somebody's name in the comments so they'll get tagged. But Romans 14, 19 says this right here for us. Let us, therefore, make every effort to do what leads to peace and mutual edification. A mutual edification, okay? So I'm going to come back to that in a moment. But I want this morning, our topic on this 9 for 9 is please check in. You know, there are so many times when people are not speaking to each other for one reason or another. They may feel it's valid, and it might be valid why you're not speaking to someone. But please check in. You know, life may have dealt you what you think is the worst or most horrible hand. And I just need to remind us this morning that we all can't be dealt, watch this, the same hand from the same deck. Please check in. We can't be dealt the same hand from the same deck. Listen, if we sit down and we're playing a game of cards, we aren't all going to get the same hand, not likely, not from the same deck. Because if I've got all the aces, hey, there are none left for you. But watch this. We can always, when we get dealt the bigger hand, or maybe the better hand, if we want to call it that way, or maybe even the more useful hand at the time we are dealt that hand, we can share that hand. We can make sure that the other person, hey, who's not been dealt the best hand, hey, feels a little bit of love. Please check in. How do you know if somebody's going through, struggling, if you haven't checked on them in a while? You know, many times we haven't seen each other for a while. Y'all tell me if I'm right now. We haven't seen each other for a while, or we haven't seen somebody, and the first thing we say when we see you, what's wrong with you? Why haven't I heard from you? It's not always that there's something wrong with me is the reason, maybe the reason that you haven't heard from me. Maybe you just haven't. Or maybe there is something wrong and that's the wrong approach. But please check in. When you check in, this thing goes both ways, I'm telling you. Listen, some people don't want you to check on them. But then there are some of us, we don't know how to check in on people. I'm telling you, nobody wants to be approached with, where have you been? Why haven't you called? You know, I used to have some aunties. I love them, love them, love them. They're gone on now. But both two of them used to every time I call. Why haven't I heard from you? And I would say, Annie, I'm calling now. And it would melt. I said, but I'm calling now. Can you just love on me when I'm calling now? And they would melt and they would say, you know what? You're right. But again, they would get me again. But that's just, some humor in it. But seriously, sometimes when people try to check on us, they don't want to check on us anymore because of the aura that we present, because of the way we come out or receive it. And then sometimes the person doing the checking, we don't know how to. So we got to think about that because, again, it said, let us therefore make every effort to do what leads to peace. If you're going to check in for peace sake. If you're going to do it for peace sake. It says, and to mutual edification. I want to read for you a different translation of that same scripture. So then let us aim for harmony. Oh my goodness, this says in the church and try to build each other up. Another version says, so then let us pursue what makes for peace and for mutual upbuilding. You see, please check in. And when you check in, make sure that it's not all about you, but it's about us, okay? Let's do this thing together when we check on each other. And I'm going to tell you, in the season that we're in now, people may need to be checked on just a little bit more. You wouldn't believe, the holidays can be hard, so hard on some people, and for different reasons, guys. Listen, and yes, we say, we do know, no, we not say, we do know that, this time of year, which I do have somewhat of a problem with. We say this time of year, Jesus is the reason for the season. Guess what? He's the reason for every season. But sometimes when people get down because maybe they can't get their kids what they want, they can't share love with monetary or material things, and they get down in their spirit. Everybody's not at the same place. Christ prepared us that we're going to always have poor among us. And so we who, have been dealt the better hand, we who are able to do something to help that. Oh gosh, I didn't mean to get here this morning, but listen, please check in. Check on somebody. That sister or brother, you missed from church. That person that hasn't called. Don't always think that they have an attitude. They may be going through something. Please check in. Make sure that you're doing it for the edification and building up. Hey, that is mutual, not just about yourselves. And then that person that wants to be checked on, got to tell you too, let's check ourselves. Sometimes we say, well, nobody checked on me. Maybe you don't know how to act when they check on you. You'll know this is real talk now. Maybe you're not receiving, or you're presenting to people, hey, just leave me alone. And sometimes people will do that. They will leave you alone. But when all is said and done, listen, watch this. It really does go both ways. Not like this. I haven't heard from you since. Girl, I lost my phone. Your number was in it. Just give me your number again. I had to get a new number. Boy, we can use that one. I had to get a new number. And sometimes it's real. But watch this. However, when it's all said and done, your phone conveniently works when the need or desire is on your end. You're not responding. You're not answering. Folks are calling you. Folks are texting you. Folks are trying to get in touch with you. Oh, my phone wasn't working. But somehow, let's just be real and right this morning, y'all. Please check in. And folks are checking on you. Please. Come on, have some good godly courtesy. And check back. Respond. You don't have to have a long conversation. Y'all know this technology thing, your thumbs up. Maybe you don't feel like talking, but just a thumbs up, a heart to let them know you're okay. In these times, we need somebody to please check in. Okay? Gosh, guys, man, that's my time. My 9 for 9. Wow. But Romans 14:19 reminds us one more time. Let us united saints, us, everybody, therefore make every effort to do what leads to peace. Man, I'm telling y'all, all I want is my peace. I'm not likely to give up my peace for anybody. Okay? Wow. To peace and mutual edification. Okay? Let's go into this holiday season looking for peace, sharing peace, feeling peace, and living in peace. It's so much going on out here, guys. Hey, this is the one place we ought to be able to come and say, and lift our hands to him from whence cometh our help. I'm going to say some good mornings, and I know I'm going a little over time, okay? Good morning, my Sister Pam, Sister Sheila, I said good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Those of you who are in the chat and those who are not, I see you and I thank you for being here this morning. Sister Patricia, good morning to you, you, and you. Listen, Bishop Gordon, I see you, and Pastor Donnell, I see you. Thank you for tuning in. But hey, that's our time, our 9 for 9, a smidgen of overtime. We've got to go, but we'll be back. And when we come back, we want to be able to say good morning to you, you, and you. But before I go, y'all know I'm going to start my day, and I want you to think about it because this will lead to some peace and some mutual edification. Listen, go and get yourself your cup of positivity. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.